Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse. What is it? It's March 23rd, 2026, and I'm Mom. How's everybody doing today? I was just looking at Google Maps since I have to go to Texas in 3 weeks. And unless the TSA lines are a lot better, currently locally they're still running about 15 minutes, whereas unfortunately where I'm going, they're running 6 hours. I'm seriously thinking about, do I want to drive down there even though I already have my airplane tickets? It's only a 13-hour drive, which sounds horrible, but 13 hours, add in a couple hours for stretching and walking, I can make it in a very long day. Very long. Let's rephrase it. I can make it in a very long day. Good morning, Kris.
Hold on, me unconscious. I haven't even noticed that it's the time.
Well, I figure you're just back to work. You're not on vacation anymore, right?
No,
Yeah, you're
I
so. I
wish I
fig-
was permanently for a lifetime.
yeah, yeah. It's taken me what is this now? 2 years? When did I leave work? That is a good question. I think I left in.
December year and a half ago?
Yeah, so year and a half.
Something like that.
It has taken me a year and a half to figure this out, and I think maybe Saturday was the first day where I actually felt like I don't have to go to work. I mean, it's out of my head of yeah, it's such a part of my existence. Work, 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 work. So it's a hard adjustment. Of course, I worked not harder than you, but longer than you. You know, I've worked for 50 plus years because I started working when I was 13.
Yeah.
So that's really ingrained. So yeah, many, many, many years I worked, and it was refreshing for about 5 minutes, and then there was that panic thing. And it's taken a long time to get past the panic thing. Weirdly enough, I put my resume back out there yesterday, which has nothing to do with anything because I'm not looking for a job. And I got so many automated hits. So for what I do, there's a lot of people looking for employees. So if you want a good job or potentially a good job, become a jack of all trades and put yourself out there in admin. Know your accounting, know your bookkeeping, know your HR for your area, know Excel, know whatever the popular software is like. What's the one for accounting? From Intuit, QuickBooks. No QuickBooks and QuickBooks Online, and you probably can get at least 60,000 a year. Because I get so many hits for that all the time. But I'm not that bored that I want to go do that. Because I got to spend yesterday having an exciting day of ripping the standards and brackets out of my closets and spackling the walls. I can tell you're all excited. You're all thrilled about that.
Sorry, I'm reading an email.
Oh, okay. Go read your email.
I probably shouldn't, because it's really giving me a headache.
Don't
I'm
do
also
that.
being lambasted about those stupid certificates.
I think you've
So,
presented enough issues with those certificates because of the logistical issues.
someone has a like percentage thing in an Excel spreadsheet,
Hmm.
and they just can't stand that it's not fully 100%. Just can't live with that.
So we had a thing where we required people to do some
Well,
training.
then you write it into the contract.
Well, no, we told them we don't do contracts that way, but it was required. It required 4 minutes per week. It was on the clock. You could do it from home if you wanted. You could do it from your truck if you wanted. You could do it on your lunch break. Could do it anytime you wanted. You pick the time, 4 minutes a week. And so everybody complied. They did it. What we did,
Minutes a week is nothing if you do it during your work time and all
yeah,
that.
absolutely. And you were absolutely okay to do it during your work time. What we didn't put in was how well you had to score on the 4 question test that followed the 3.5 minute video. There was, you could fail all three, that or all 4 questions, and you still would have been marked down for having completed it. but it became an internal thing. People were either vying for who got 100% every single time and who got 0% every single time. It still counted, but these guys were taking it to new extremes in terms of just goofing off with it, which is fine. They still got the information out of it. But yeah, you have to do things like certificates, and you do get a certificate for it every year. Good morning, my starlight. But it was done in a way to keep it really comfortable and easy for people. And even though they moaned and groaned about it, everything that was in the training was also applicable to their real life. So there was a dual purpose for it. Hang on, somebody just sent me a message. When you're leveling, this is a game question for you, Kris. TFOs don't level your tunes as quickly as patrols will, correct?
Yep. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
tunes. I mean, I've done level characters, so just level ships now,
Well,
but
yeah, but back in the day when you
yeah.
had new characters.
No, I have no memory of how I leveled character. I finished leveling in 2012 or 2013, maybe. No memory of how that leveling used to work like. But I think they changed it. It used to be more open to all kinds of activity. Currently, TFOs give you the lowest value of experience and expertise. So I think right now, if I understand correctly, if you want to progress most, you have to do episodes,
Yeah.
patrols, yeah, that kind of stuff.
So the question is, the drop rate. Blah, blah. Question is, can you level up low-level players in a TFO?
You have very little access to any TFOs during low level.
It depends on your version of low level, but right now with the event going on, yeah, there's a bunch of them. Obviously, everything in the
Yeah,
event starts
but
at like level nothing. After that, let's take a look here. I'm gonna go to private. That's not the easy way. Patrols you can run at almost any level.
patrols, yeah,
TFOs,
once you
though,
unlock their arc, I think they become available in general.
yeah,
TFOs, some of them, I think they activated Vice Admiral at least.
yeah.
So you pretty much leveled up at that stage. Um, I'm not sure if they elevated it to 65. I think it's still around 55 or 60.
Okay, just wanted to update somebody since they were being nice enough to ask all these intelligent questions. Might as well, and they're game questions too. Woo! Game questions during game time. Woo! Anyway, I have the events due. I have Borg ships to kill. I have Herc frigates to kill. What's on your Kris agenda for today?
Destroy Terran ships, repair hull space,
Yeah,
gain salvage.
I think it
Not
probably
very exciting.
no, but it's stuff to do. I'd give you an agenda for what we're doing today, this week. I have no clue. The more I think about it, Kris, there's a part of me that wants to go back and this is going back to last Friday, wants to rewrite um, Starfleet Academy. But I gotta say, much as I disliked a lot of it, I think they accomplished their goal, which was
No,
to
I
get to
opened the
that.
box. Too
What?
sorry. I opened the reward box from the event. I wanted it to be a box. I double clicked on it and now it's 3 slots taken away from me. Can I reclaim this? Can I just reclaim this because it's event? I
Yeah,
don't need to
I
go.
think you can reclaim anything from an event. Hang on a second. Is it the current event?
Yeah.
Did you buy it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can reclaim
Yeah,
it.
you
It's
should
in
be
the
able
trade
to,
tab. Yeah, okay.
because it goes
Go
into the
away.
space equipment tab.
Shoo. 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 Taking space I don't want to give you for my inventory. That's done.
Huh.
Huh, what?
This is a good question. Somebody's running gravity kills um, a lot.
Okay.
Running a jellyfish and for one thing, and they are looting the heck out of it. Yeah, so it's for EC and loot. And they're not trying to accomplish the goals. They're just sitting there basically and mining it. Sorry. I'll stop doing that. I'll stop playing the game and start chatting more here. Because I no longer can talk. Good morning, what's the hell? What you doing over there? You're usually over here. Gravity kills will suck you into the black hole, though need space. Yeah, he's got the space tunneling thing. You're the person who's running that.
Space tunneling thing?
Subspace fracture tunnel. What's that, off the Voven?
Oh.
There's a few games where the Voven's trait is incredibly handled. Uh, it would be Days of Doom, which, if you have the subspace fracture tunnel, that gets you from the place where they're making the bombs to the Doomsday device
Machine.
so
Yeah.
quickly and it puts you there right in front of it, so you can drop the bomb and leave. Just make sure that you drop it directly in front, but don't get zapped. Gravity kills will suck you into like, oh, okay, that's the same thing. Ah! Person who's typing to me and let me answer your questions. It's one thing I dislike about Discord is every time you hit return, it goes beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Leveling up, it's not consistent. It's not like 20,000 per level for like XP, is it? And it ramps up as you get higher and higher. You need more and more, correct?
I would assume so. I honestly can't remember properly. It's been ages since I've leveled this toon. But I think so, yeah. I think it gets bigger. I mean, that's a standard for most of these games
Right.
anyway. That it just generally requires more and more XP to get to the next level.
By the way, I opened up the Impersa Juggernaut yesterday to level it on a
Okay.
toon. Dang, is that a nice little ship?
Ah, listen, you
Oh,
mean
yeah.
little, and I would refrain from calling it little. Might take offense.
Okay, it's not
But it
little.
is very nice to
It
fly.
is a very nice little ship. It
Plus,
is indeed.
it still has the OP lance, which is pretty much fun.
I barely used it. I just took it out and leveled it. It was the last ship on that toon that needed to be leveled on my
Right.
uh, event ships, which is nice to be able to get all of those done on one toon. Now I have to go back and do the other ships that it has, but that's a different story. But that one, I took it out and it was fun. Oh yeah, we're keeping this one as its primary ship. I wonder if I could use one of them space blunts to grill me some Borgwurst.
Borgwurst? Oh, I would refrain from it. It's very nanite. I get some nanites in between your teeth.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, ew, ew. Gonna have to use a piece of floss to get them out. Well, I sent you an invitation there, Kris.
Received and accepted.
And you said you had Terrans to do. Do we want to do like Jupiter Eratus? Do we want to do the event? What's your taste
I
here?
have 5 of them, so I'm really not hell bent on anything specific.
Uh,
We can do either of those, I'm fine.
Are there any Terrans in the event?
No? Fighting Klingons?
All Klingons. Okay. Let us go do. Tell you what. Let's queue up a couple of things. Let's see what pops up here. I'm gonna put in Jupiter Eratus for you. Who has
Oh,
joined us?
over
It's
here.
Wotzehell. Good morning. Wotzehell.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Greetings, neighbor.
I need some Borgs. I'm gonna put in a little that.
There.
And I need some Herc frigates. So I put in 3. Let's see if anything pops up here. And if nothing happens, then I'll add in some event stuff too. Just have some things to do. How was your weekend, Wotzehell?
Fairly well.
Good.
Spring has sprung, apparently.
Has it now? Has it?
Now we get a beam of sunlight or two.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I took the dogs out yesterday. I was wearing t-shirt and pants, long pants. And about 15 minutes into the walk, I'm going, I should have worn shorts. It was toasty yesterday. Okay, it was 65 degrees, but compared to the fact it was 17 at the beginning of the week, it was toasty yesterday. Well, that's not happening. Are you okay with the event, Kris?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll add one to there. Good, now we've got a bunch queued up here. And we'll see what happens. There's not a lot of people in game this morning, I noticed.
No, it's Monday.
Oh, what's the hell's back? What's the hell you want to join us? Oh, no, we have a Weewoo. Weewoo?
Yep.
I woke up at 3 o'clock because the dogs needed to go out. And I thought I could get up and go run the event. And then my brain went, why? Well, because then I get more points at the end when I get the stuff, then I can get the meta going. And my brain's going, yeah, but why? Stop being logical. You're going to go get up for an hour to play the event on 3 characters. Then you're going to be tired and you're not going to want to do the show. Then you're not going to have a good day today and you have to go to class tonight. Stop being reasonable, brain. Stop it. Stop it. So I went back to bed. I also noticed with this that it's the number of ships that get destroyed that's the ending point, not how many of the ships get evacuated.
No, the evacuation is just like
Ancillary to it, yeah.
secondary, really.
Yeah, I did this a couple of times yesterday. And a couple of times we didn't even get through the third one before they had killed off enough ships. So as I said, I really like that in person. I think I will use that on that particular tune. Because it's not a main tune, and I can't remember why I built it, but I don't feel like killing her now that I've done all that work. So anybody have any suggestions for what we should do on Friday? I was about to tell Kris that much as I'm not a huge fan of Starfleet Academy, I think the writers made that first season arc cycle through pretty well in terms of getting the point across with the main character.
Considering the first 2 seasons of each Star Trek show that we had to date, including Discovery, I think they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think it could have been done
I've
better.
already switched off the expectation of getting TNG level of writing.
Well, yeah,
wasn't,
that's
like,
not going to happen.
Yeah,
I
shows
think
are written differently, like comparing to any other general science fiction shows, and I don't watch all of them, but I'm quite aware of what's going on right now. I think.
Well, I think the big difference is these days, because the seasons are shorter, they've got the advantage of knowing what their story arc's going to be, and when they have a story arc in mind,
disadvantages as well.
yeah, there are. But the thing is, you've only got 10 episodes, so you've got your story in your brain. Then you have to figure out how to turn it into 10 episodes when maybe the content only has 4 episodes worth. And I think the story content here easily lasted the 10, but I think some of the intermediate ones could have been better done.
Yeah, I'm sure they could have been done, but no.
Yeah. Nusbraka was a very good villain, and I think the guy who played him was pretty interesting.
I mean, Paul Giamatti has a credit and reputation to uphold.
So does Holly Hunter. I don't think she did a bad job with the role. I think that it was just not a great role. Not well written.
I beg to differ, but they agree to disagree on many aspects of Academy.
The whole species thing, though, the other, what is it, Lanthanite? Lathanite?
Lanthanite.
Right.
Yep.
I think aren't particularly well executed.
Yeah,
She's technically
that's
half
humans
Lanthanite.
who live longer.
I mean, Trill lived longer.
Vulcans
Yeah,
live longer.
but then you have to paint all those spots, and those take hours in the mask.
Oh, I'd stand corrected. The symbionts live longer. The Trill have normal lifespans.
Yeah, Trill live as long as we do, but the symbiotes can carry them.
As we
for a
discussed,
chunk.
yeah, the symbionts, they say, were having lifespans in the 800-year range. But more in some cases.
Dax.
Right. Dax being one. So, I mean, it's like they say humans live about 60
That's not the only one, because, what was it? Symbiont carried by Adira et al. As actually, I think, remembers the time of free TNG.
Well, I think their comment
So-
that Trill, like,
around
sorry,
TNG, so.
symbionts, like other creatures that have long lives, do have the problem of, not senility per se, but decreasing mental functions as they get older. Memory fails, other things fail. which I thought was a nice touch to put in there. I just don't think old age is or the ability to live long is a character. It has to be written with other stuff. Kind of like saying Spock is defined by having pointy ears. It's part of him, but it's not a character.
Yeah, do they mention anything other that these Lanthians or
Those guys.
Lanternites.
I don't know. I'm going to say until this last 2 episodes, it's still been horribly under-mic'd, which makes it really hard to hear what's going on. This last 2 episodes, the sound balance was much, much, much better.
Well, the Lanternites were established in Strange New Worlds. They haven't been seen in between that time. So...
I'm just saying that I don't know if
know.
they explain more in the course of the stories, and I just couldn't hear it because I literally
Nope.
couldn't hear it.
Nope. I just know that they're highly eccentric, very free-spirited people in terms of, like, carrying themselves, very easily swayed if they're convinced by someone's logic. Well, that's just, like, judging from the experiences of 2 Lanternites we've ever seen, so... They can be different, perhaps, but no.
Yeah, I would love to go back to the
Are they
Lanthanites
intelligent?
and have them do the them thing like the Klingons did once. We don't talk about them. That was one of my favorite moments.
How can we draw enemy ships if we are warping
Yeah,
out because
yeah.
it's done?
F them. They gotta deal with it on their own. So, getting back to Starfleet Academy very briefly. I think the show would have been better in a lot of ways, but if they could have written that story arc to be more consistent across all 10 episodes, because it was a very Caleb-focused story arc. And I think his relationship with...
through his eyes. I think he
It
was
needed to be
supposed
more
to
through
see
his eyes than it was. And it got too much
I don't
into
know.
the ensemble.
I think a lot of people criticize previous Star Trek shows about being constantly focused, like especially Discovery being too much focused on one character, not giving other characters enough time. It's really hard to tailor to current Star Trek viewers.
It is. Generally...
Because, like, people either criticize one thing or the other. When you try to tailor the storytelling to that kind of criteria, suddenly it becomes an issue. And I honestly would have lost my thread of thought, what's expected anymore and what's not. Because, like, how long can you tailor to certain audiences that start complaining before you really get tired of it?
Well, one thing that seems to be very consistent in storytelling is the triumvirate. You have your main character. In this case, it should have either been Nala or Caleb. Pick your one. And then you have the 2 supporting characters, so that's your triumvirate. For example, we had Kirk with Spock and McCoy. We had Picard with Number 1 and Data, Riker and Data. Cisco had Dax and... kind of that third character varied a lot. Janeway had Chakotay and 7 of 9.
But only from seasons 4. And
Right. She didn't really have a second one.
Seasons.
It wasn't Tom. She didn't have a backup in the first ones, and it's kind of... You need...
Between the Doctor...
the Doctor.
Cass,
Neelix and Kes...
Kim, sometimes Paris.
Right, so that makes it ensemble and not a triumvirate. A triumvirate's easier for the brain to follow. Harry Potter has Hermione and Ron. Everybody else is ancillary to that triumvirate. That's where the story focuses. It rarely goes outside that. And that means that your audience has fewer characters to focus on. What's the phrase? Analysis paralysis. Give them too many choices and no choice gets made.
Well, again, it's tailored to younger audiences, which can keep up with multiple characters, or they can choose which character they keep up with. So,
But I'm just
suppose
saying that
people in their 20s and early 30s will definitely be more eager to jump in on this than
but they
probably people
didn't.
that grew up seeing. I don't know. I see a lot of Gen Zs and younger audiences really just having vibing and resonating with some of the younger characters, fanboying over really secondary and tertiary characters that are not even like in the forefront because it just gives them that and they just pick and choose what they like about it.
I'm
I've
trying to.
been watching reactions online, chatter on Facebook groups and on the comments under like TikTok posts, official and unofficial, and
Right.
I don't know.
I don't go with opinion, I go with numbers, and I'm trying to see if they did any kind of audience analysis.
Well, it's really difficult to say because Paramount Plus doesn't. It's only available in the US. Everywhere else, wherever
Right.
Starfleet Academy's broadcast, is going through sub-licensing, subletting licenses. They don't give proper measurements. It's no longer Netflix, which isn't widely available everywhere. It's either through Sky Showtime or Amazon Prime if it's available locally. So it's really hard to measure a show that isn't available broadly everywhere. It's not Amazon primarily. It's just an Amazon Prime TV series which is going strictly through, everywhere because it's everywhere. Every show that Amazon makes, they release it everywhere at the same time. Some countries for Star Trek have had delays going between few weeks up to even half a year with delays. So it's really hard to say about measurements. But I've seen that they're actually post after people that watched it on Paramount Plus in states. They've been giving surveys
Uh-huh.
for Starfleet Academy. They give you a link so you can take a survey after watching it. It's just one-time link available for that IP from where the link originated from, so it can be redistributed for people to share. But yeah, they were asking about overall feel and some generic questions about the vibe of the show, etc. So I think like Paramount Plus is trying to assess how it's being responded more than just through viewership, at least. Because there's been very conflicting response to it in terms of like I've actually seen, and there are offers on LinkedIn, job
Hmm.
offers from LinkedIn for writers to write hateful reviews and hateful articles on Starfleet Academy right now,
Yeah, but that
and
doesn't mean
I've
it's a
seen
real
them
job.
myself. And that's a real job. They literally just like
No,
there
no,
are like
it's a real advertisement. Unless you go out there and
I
get the
mean
job, you
it's a
can't.
real advertisement,
It's
yeah.
real
But
advertisement. That just strikes me as a. You don't need to ask people or pay people to write bad or angry reviews. They will do it for free, very happily, at least in this
yeah, but
country. But you know what? There's no analysis breakdown on who was watching it. It's just got numbers. So I'm thinking you're probably right, Kris, that they didn't do a real breakdown because of it being on streaming. And the thing is, if
it's
you
hard to
want to
take
make
it from just one service.
right, it makes it really, really difficult to know if it's hitting the target audience if you can't analyze that it's the target audience.
That's why they're probably doing other ways of assessing that because viewership on Paramount Plus is really not the best way. I mean, I watched it on a service that doesn't give Paramount Plus any indication of the viewership and the time it's being watched and the means it's being watched, the age of the viewer because it's not there. So it's really hard for them to really get a proper assessment worldwide, and they can only like pick and choose what's being viewed on Paramount Plus. And Paramount Plus isn't like the most popular streaming service in the US.
Oh
I
no,
think Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix are still taking precedence with
Netflix
Amazon being probably
absolutely.
with the first being one among the first three. So I wouldn't expect them to have a really like a big chunk of the market right now. It probably will change after the merger with HBO. I want to say that this is probably what they're taking
Warner
over.
Brothers and Warner Brothers and Skydance. Yeah,
Yeah, so they will just basically take over HBO because I heard already analyses when they're assessing that Max will go on for like a year
Uh-huh.
still,
Yeah, because they
and they
have
will just
contracts out
create
there.
some sort of and they will just then run a unified streaming service that will probably be more unified and broadcast worldwide.
Actually, I'm going to rewatch Starfleet Academy once through just to be fair, and then I'm canceling my my Paramount Plus until August. That's $20 a month I don't need to spend. I realized I unplugged my TV so I could clean behind the console for part of my cleaning last month. I forgot to plug it back in, and I didn't notice it till last night when I thought I'd sit down and watch a movie with the girls. It's still unplugged. Yeah, I probably
I
don't
should
watch.
probably unplug my TV because I can't remember last time I actually turned it on.
Yeah. It was
But it's never run on the cable, so anyway.
By the way, Chosen has put his new ship in ship build off, and it looks sharp. Try it against something else besides the Undine. Since you said you're mainly testing it against the Undine and the Dyson Sphere, nothing wrong with them, but see how it goes against others. Wotzehell, what have you got on your list of endeavors for the day?
Most of which I already solved,
Oh,
and the last one isn't very compatible. Phase damage on the ground.
Oh, yeah, no. Just like pull around damage on the ground, we're not doing it. Good, I'm going to queue up some Borg ships, some Terran ships, and some Herc frigates. Let's see if anything pops up.
Well, I can go to the Badlands to deal with the Terrans.
Well,
I only have 5.
Weeble?
I can do it.
Weebu indeed.
Okay, that's my Borg ships, of which I only have 5, but at least I want to have some fun with it. So there. I went out Saturday. I went out a lot Saturday. I went downtown to watch The Empire Strikes Back with a live performance by the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. And if that thing comes to your town with a live orchestra and the computer syncing it to the movie, it's amazing.
Have you seen the Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary?
I was going to go see it yesterday, but I had real life stuff to do, so it's on the list of things to do this week.
Real life on Sunday, really.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, I'm asking because I've had a TikTok analysis that this is a science fiction movie that has not used a single green screen on it.
Yeah, I think they were advertising that. Or minimal green screen. If it was like, to do some of the displays, but I think those might have all been practical effects too.
Yeah.
But there's very limited effects from what I've been told. I haven't seen it. The people I know who've seen it loved it, highly recommended.
Everyone praises it, but it apparently has not used a single green screen. Everything was practical, including the alleged alien that's in there, which was actually puppeteered by 5 people all the time. So Ryan Gosling actually had something to bounce off instead of, talking to a puppet on a stick. Like a ball on a stick that is supposed to be filled in later with CGI. It's really nice. Actually, they really well used the budget.
They're running it
They
at
built the interior of the rocket and they populated it with all sorts of like buttons, terminals, screens, whatever.
Well, CGI isn't a movie, and a lot of places forget that CGI is not a movie. The movie is the movie, so you get like Guillermo del Toro, who knows how to make CGI and practical go together. You get people who know that.
Denis Villeneuve that uses a lot of practical and miniatures to achieve really groundbreaking visuals.
So watching Empire Strikes Back, there's so little CGI in it because this is the old version.
There was no time for CGI. There was no place for CGI a lot.
Not every effect is practical, but most of them are, or they're miniatures. Huge amount of miniatures.
That's why I like Denis Villeneuve's approach to movie making these days. He's making really high-profile titles like Blade Runner 2049, like the Dune now trilogy, basically, and there is very little CGI whatsoever. He really likes the practical sets. He likes to make them look real. He uses miniature cameras to make those miniatures really pop and really look giant. Like I remember the Monument Valley in Las Vegas scene when there was Blade Runner 2049, and I really thought, like, how did they do it? How the hell did they do it? This looks like real giant statues in the sand and the radiation, all abandoned, all those buildings. Like that looked so good, and the color palette was. It was disturbing. It was warm, but not in a nice way. It felt like this is a warm color from the radiation, even if that wasn't exactly what was happening. It still looked very disturbing and scary, and I loved how he operates with the colors and everything. And those were like the cities landscapes of Los Angeles that it was showing there.
Hmm.
All of that was practical. They built mini sets of miniatures with those pyramid buildings and all that stuff and lit them up so they look like real thing with all the flickery stuff and all the lights popping in and then out. That was just so incredible. Same thing with Dune.
Hey, people love
Just
to
love that kind
build
of
minis.
approach.
Good morning, swear. What was I?
There is so many people that do miniatures
I was doing
out of
something
passion.
the other day. I can't remember what it was. I was at some store and I was wearing a Star Trek shirt, and the woman's like, "Oh, my husband loves Star Trek. He builds the ships, and right now he's building the interior of the ship with all the minis
Oh my
in it
god.
and the lighting." And she's eye rolling, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool." And she's like, "That's cool? Yeah, that's cool." Okay. Let's see. Chosen says, "Is it weird that the USS Bedford, my flagship, is the only ship in Starfleet using Ethereum tech?" Well, maybe it was for about 30 seconds, but we're all doing the Ethereum tech. We're using that. Can you guys hold for just a second? I really need to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Sure.
I don't even have the weapon that does phaser damage on the ground now.
Well, that's awkward.
Ah, no, I got a old Mako phaser rifle.
Oh my god, that thing. It's been a while since I've seen any Mako equipment and
It's a battle rifle. Interesting that it's called like that. Yeah. Hmm.
what?
Mako battle rifle is roughly the same thing. Does roughly the same thing as ye olde M1 Garand in the Second World War days.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Fluid overload if we can't go that way. Let's see. Did you get your Terran chips while I was running out there? Since you said you only had 5?
Oh,
Be that
should
way.
I?
Oh, only if you want to. I'm going to queue us up for Swarm, which may take a moment. We are queued for Swarm. Let's see what happens with that. Oh, that's still right. I'm planning to go to class tonight, so no show tonight unless that changes. Oh, non-player ships? No, you're correct with that. Non-player ships are not using Ethereum tech.
Uh,
Player ships,
depends
definitely.
which ones. Ethereum chips do.
Federation ships.
No, Federations will never use anything outside of phaser.
Yeah.
NPCs will always run on the standard
I
issue
can't
stuff.
imagine the fun that would be trying to get that to work with everybody doing different stuff. Let's see. What?
What?
Was this one mission where Harry Kim says, I hope the Aetherian upgrades hold when we're going up against the control Borg in the Undine place.
Are the Federation using the Ethereum ships, though, for the NPCs and that?
Well,
They
Harry
use the
Kim
Federation
and
ships, but yeah, it is one of the elements with the
but they do
Ethereum that
use
they
phasers and
share
presumably.
technology. No, the enhancements are probably passive, something like enhancing the power output and stuff like that. I can't imagine them actually doing anything further than that. Enhancements, not replacements. I don't think Federation would have even approved replacing weapon types. They don't do arms deals anyway.
I'm throwing Jupiter Eratus into this. Oh, you're over there already. I'll take that out then.
I've already completed my stuff.
Too
and we
late.
just got the
I've
reboot.
made Jupiter Eratus come up.
I'm not mad about that. I like the TFO.
So what's the hell? I was mentioning earlier that I opened the Impersa for a tune because I was leveling all the event ships on that tune. That is such a nice little ship. Not little. That's such a nice ship.
Yes. Has a hull modifier of 1.4, I believe, and has the same hull as the Wolven, I
Yep.
think.
Out of the
More
box,
weapon.
out of the box, it did great. It's nice that they gave us an event ship that's actually quite nice. I know they do it every now and then, and this was another great example of it.
They don't always do nice ships, but yeah, this one was definitely nice.
Yeah.
Can't remember when was the last time they gave us an event ship that wasn't good.
I mean, some of them, okay, all of them are good. Some of them are really
Some
good.
of them are just more like on the lower end than anything else. Maybe not bad, but nothing extraordinary. They will not compare it
there
to legendary ship. They will not compare it to any of the lockbox ships.
Well, the Typhoon I loved.
Typhoon was great.
Yeah.
I still think it's
is. Yeah, that was a better
car.
Kirk class. You could run recursive shearing 3 on that.
What else did I like? I always liked the Rizian luxury cruisers, but that's me because that was one of the first ships I built up.
It was the ship that was stats-wise not one of the best.
Yep,
I'd say.
but you could do things with it. Khitomer Alliance battle cruiser, I still run that on one.
The bath, I like the Garrett.
The Garrett is nice too.
Garrett.
Yeah.
I did not care for the Eisenberg. They actually.
I love Aaron. You're right. I wasn't thrilled with that ship.
And I like the ship design because it comes from the 32nd century. I just don't like. I think it's just a terrible performance ship. It doesn't perform in any capacity and any proficiency. I tried to build 2 different builds out of it from what I had, and I was like, now it dies too soon. Now it doesn't have any damage output I would like. It's just like,
I'm at Alpha.
Okay, fine. You like fine.
If I can find my cursor. There we go.
Well, you're at Gamma already, why don't you just...
Oh, no, I'm a Gamma. My bad. I'm a Gamma. I lied. It's because I saw the Delta symbol over the top of it, and for some reason my brain went, oh, it's Alpha. My brain has not had enough coffee this morning. Do you need help at Beta?
I barely just got here.
Oh, okay, you're going there. If you're going there, I'll leave it alone. In Kris, we trust.
Beta thieves. Those must go away.
Hostiles on the station. They're breaching our systems.
I actually have a Garrett in here.
You need to get those rifts under control.
Indeed we do. Let's see. Chosen says, I don't think I have a lore reason why the USS Bedford has Etherean weapons in her outlook. Or her array.
I always have a lore for why my ship is using special type of weapons.
Depending on how nerdy I feel at the moment, I can usually write a story as to why my ship's doing what it's doing.
I have a justification why my Walker class is using Klingon disruptors.
I have better stories about why my Klingons are using phasers.
Those rifts aren't going to close themselves. We've got hostiles on the station. They're breaching our systems.
But we stole them as a fine response most of the time. Or they've been plundered from a ship.
Yeah, for my Walker class, it was plundered of derelict Klingon vessel. That was during the 2255-56 Klingon Federation War.
Well, with respect, if it's a derelict ship, it's salvaged. If you pirate the ship, it's plundered.
Well, it was salvaged because they had their weapons down and they had to rebuild their entire tactical system. And in honor of the same ship that was actually completely destroyed, flagship, in the beginning of the war, they decided to use it and keep it that way. To kill Klingons with their own kindness.
Good
their own
morning, Admiral Kage. Let's see, this will be the 13th rift that I'm closing right now.
You're counting them?
Yes, I have a reason. During the event, 15 is what it takes.
Now they're ours for good.
During the event, I noticed that the goal is just close 13 rifts as fast as you can. And then it would trip it to the next part of the sequence.
Are you kidding me with this? My ship may be invincible. Give up on it. Back in a bit. Don't go anywhere, okay?
I'll never be tired of flying the Credence. I freaking love that ship. I keep saying that, but it's just so much fun to fly.
BC?
Oh, did she come back in the same spot? How dare she?
Yeah, then she decided to go back
No.
away again.
What? Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
The Enterprise is going for projector out.
Oh,
Don't even try to catch me. Well done.
And she's already done. Wow.
Yeah.
That's unusual. She usually does this 2 times
Yeah.
at least.
I'm wondering if it's because she kind of got stuck there at Alpha, or whatever the first one was, twice before she moved.
Yeah, I think she got too much damage in the first run, and she was just like, okay, I'm done twice already. I can go.
Well, now you have double killed all your Terrans, and I still need some Herc to do. What are we at? 6:54. I don't really have time to do Swarm this morning.
We could try, we could warp out if it doesn't spawn them, but it is often on the patrol that it gives you Hark frigates.
Which patrol?
Mirror Universe, Jupiter, Gauntlet, Normal.
I'm game to
we
try it.
could
I can't.
just start home.
Oh, I can do home later. Yeah, that's no problem. Just thought it'd be more fun to do this. Let's try Jupiter Gauntlet. You said normal?
Normal, yeah, that usually tends to spawn something between the Borg, Hercs, and Tholians. That's the
Okay.
usual trio.
Well, let's do that. Let's launch Jupiter Gauntlet on normal for patrol. I'm on advanced. And see what pops. And if nothing else, then I will... I mean, we can do...
if you warp out and warp back in, I think it will swap enemies, by the way.
Oh, I don't actually care.
It's
Let's just have some
never hell
fun.
bent on a specific type.
Yeah, we can just have some fun here. It is Elachi.
Now, Elachi, huh? Darn, they haven't popped up in a while.
Ooh. Admiral Kage's on a 7-stream streak.
Projector station beta. Attack.
That's okay. We'll take these guys out.
For whatever reason, this is set on easy, which is
It
probably why
is.
we have Elachi. This isn't on advanced.
That's weird because I put mine on advanced.
Beat them in battle.
Couldn't possibly possibly be a glitch in the game, could it?
I mean, I noticed that whenever I'm in a team and I go around this always starts on normal. I don't know what's everyone's default difficulty level. But yeah. By the way, this is one of the few patrols that doesn't have a cooldown.
That's
If you
right. You've
warp out,
mentioned
you
that
can
before.
get it more and more and more. And it's a good test bed because it usually drops out different types of enemies, and you can test yourself against different weapon types, different tactics. Brina probably the worst. Don't like going against Brina. Those are the TNG DS9 era Breen, so they're really tough with the cool damage and all. Getting salvage here, which is what I really need.
I cleaned out all my salvage from all of my accounts on Saturday. What did I get for an endeavor yesterday? 3,000 salvage.
Did we do it too fast?
Maybe?
I didn't know you can actually break it because I never
Nope,
killed.
it just took a while to catch up to us.
Just gave us more time than we actually needed. But we went on normal and we are kind of an overkill with these ships.
Yeah, think.
I do have a clue like that we might be a little bit OP for normal, but that's just an idea. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong.
I'm not going to relaunch that one. I will go clean up my Herc frigates later. Give me one sec here. There we go. Well, I think we will leave it there for the morning, actually for the day. Unless something weird happens, I won't be on tonight. I just checked the weather, and while it's going to be cool today, like 40, yesterday was pleasantly warm. Today's back to dressing warm. Should be able to safely get to and from Illinois. And so I was saying at the beginning, I was looking at the lines for TSA to get any place. So TSA is the federal airline security things that monitors everybody going in and out and making sure that you should or should not be going on an airplane. But they decided that they're not going to pay them because of government shutdown. So one part of the government's fighting the other part, and what's happening is that hundreds of thousands of people are spending 6 to 8 hours standing in lines at the airport to get on planes to go through security.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Not.
Yeah. So I'm doing right now to get to where I'm going in a couple of weeks. Our airport's so small that it's not a problem, providing nothing changes, but it's still running in the few minutes period of time. Coming back might be more challenging, though, because it's out of a bigger airport. And even though my flight's at 11 in the morning, there's now a possibility that to fly back I would need to be at the airport at like 5 in the morning. After going to a concert the night before. Again, doable. Totally doable. Not happy about it, but doable. But with that amount of time needed to get to and from, it's almost at the point where I can make that 13-hour drive. I may do that if I can get a refund on my plane tickets, because it's still only 4 hours more time than going by airline with all the time for check-in and all that other stuff. So I will have to go chat with my son and see if he's willing to spend an extra day watching my doggers while I'm gone.
No, I'm sure he'll be devastated.
Yeah, that's not going to break his heart, but he might have other plans, so we will see. Anyway, on behalf of everybody here at the Dark Mom Consortium, we're in an ad break, so I'm not going to hang up for the next 3 minutes, because that would be rude. Very rude. Won't do that. But I haven't done a cross-country drive in a couple of years, so a 13-hour drive, including time for a couple of gasoline breaks and potty breaks, is probably around 16 hours. Can I do 16 hours in a car in one go?
Ugh.
Yeah, yuck, that's part of it. Be leaving midnight. That would mean
Honestly.
leaving at midnight of the day I was going to leave at 7 in the morning. So that's not too much worse.
I could probably wing it as a passenger, but
Admiral Kage says, can you? Yes. Should you? Probably not. Yeah, that's a really good point. I usually budget like 8 hours max in a car on a day when I'm driving. First day going to Vegas, I'm going to push it to 10 hours because that puts me at Graz's, so he and I can go to the ice cream place he's been talking about forever. I have practical stops First night, ice cream with Graz. Second night, Hatch Chili's with Mr. Dave. Third night, be in Vegas and just crash. Figuratively, not literally. Thing is, I'm trying to find a slightly different way to get to Vegas. When I've driven out there a couple of times now, either from DT's place or from Chicago, I tend to do the same way out, which winds up driving over the Hoover Dam. And I don't like heights. And I don't like heights over water, so it's like the worst of all possible worlds.
Play New Vegas soundtrack if you drive over Hoover Dam.
Let's see. No, doesn't look like there's. Oh, yeah, I can go through Utah, but that's my way going home. I suppose I could go the same way both days. But then I don't get to go see Graz or Mr. Dave. If I go through Texas and Arizona, yeah, there is a way to do it that still takes me over a dam, but maybe not a really high one. We can see. We will have to research that. It looks like it only adds an hour, and it's on the day when I only have a 4-hour drive, so maybe we will do that. Changing some of it up. All right, ad is going to be done in 13 seconds here, and then I'll get off of the show. 8, 7, 6, blabbity, blabbity, blah. Okay, now I'm going to leave. On behalf of everybody here at the Dark Mom Consortium, thank you for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. And in the meantime, stay Moopsy.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.